friends. It's me, Dave Landau. After a long night on stage, I like to kick back with a captain's hat and a fine cigar and watch the Dennis and Andy show. These guys are huge nerds, but they're the kind that you actually want to hang out with. Enjoy them. I do.
Certified Badass.
Well, hello, everybody. AJ, look at that. You're first. Why? Because I didn't announce this. This is zero announcement. This is right off the top of my head. Had to do a show today. Andy has been hard at work. And he's got the movies with the bros tonight. So he is busy working on Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. So there's so much to talk about. And I know Andy doesn't watch, The Rings of Power, House of Dragon. He's not really into the Star Trek stuff. So I figured, with everybody being busy, I just got in from mowing the lawn, why we had a little break in the rain. So you know what? I figured I would hop on and talk a little bit with you guys. We might have a real small stream today because we didn't announce anything. So anyway, for those of you that are here, looks like it's AJ. Welcome. And if you guys do pop on, you show the comics. I will. You know what? I think we'll just do that first. All right. So AJ wants the comics first. Let's do the comics first. So I picked up some interesting stuff. Big Karl, we all know big over 7 foot tall Karl. He's always got some interesting stuff. I went back and so I wound up picking up Alexander the Great. It's a Dell comic. This is an absolute classic. It is an absolutely fantastic shape. Now, Paula did write her name on the cover. He got in a collection, and I will say this. The entire collection had her name on it, but you guys just have to check out, this is in such fantastic shape. Look at that. I mean, I wish there was a lot more that he had that I really, really kind of wanted, but I'm going to open up the insides just so you guys can take a peek at this. It's really great because they actually talk about, it's filmed in Technicolor, and they actually talk about the movie. It is really cool. This is just fantastic stuff. This isn't the kind of stuff I normally get, but, kind of had to. I love the story of actually Alexander the Great. I mean, it's so good. Iron Maiden had to turn around and they did a great song. Still one of my favorite songs from them. Right? It looks like a facsimile edition. I mean, it looks that good, minus her name, like I said. So with that being said, I kind of had to pick that one up. So that was kind of a fun one. Now, you all know this one I got Joe Sweeney, a shout out. I got a bunch of books from Joe. This is my boy Perillo. I don't want to get too much of the glare if I can help it on there. The Punisher, I mean, is there anything Perillo can't draw? The answer to that is I don't think so. So anyway, I had to get it. Variant cover, just absolutely a fantastic. I'm going to show you guys something really neat. Again, Mr. Joe Sweeney, Dynamite. He does Gatsby comics. So if you guys like anything newer, he always has some really great of the newer stuff. So this is the Dynamite. So you guys can take a peek. But it's not connecting covers, but you can actually see up front. Look at the Zombie, Dynamite. Um, Look at that. Dr. Mask, welcome. Thank you for joining me in this impromptu day. But now, there's the Virgin cover of it, which is actually pretty cool. And there's the one with the real face. So it's basically pretty much same cover all the way through, but it's three different versions of it. This is cool. $20 again. Gatsby Comics. He always comes up with these really interesting things. Not something that I would normally pick up. I did wind up picking up a couple of older X-Men ones from the last couple of series, just variant covers. I'm not buying any of their new stuff, but that doesn't mean I'm not still going to go pick up some of the old ones. I bought another version of We Have Demons. This is a pretty interesting story. If you guys haven't read it, Dark Horse Comics puts it out. So I did pick that up from him. And of course, we've got an Adam Hughes on the Unholy Love Story. I actually enjoyed this series. Usually I get the Perillo covers, but honestly, can you go wrong? Can you go wrong when it's Adam Hughes? I'm going to say no to you. Meow. Now, you guys might have seen one of these. I did pick up Meow before, but again, this was a fantastic looking one. I just absolutely love the art in this. Dr. Mass says, if it'll go up, I'm a number one cover guy myself. I did grab a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman variant. Oh, in the dollar box? Whoa, that's a great find. Yeah, I'd never seen them in the dollar box. We were at a convention, and they did a variant of her, and they did a con exclusive. And I think it was like $25. It was a fantastic cover. So, yeah, that's awesome. I did pick up a variant of Hellions because, Goblin Queen. Enough said. Is that comic Elite published book? That one it's a company called Merc. I'll try and get up close so you guys can see it. So Merc puts it out. Up until Miss Meow, and they had a bunch of different covers for this, I wasn't familiar with them. Luckily, I had seen it in previews and had ordered a copy when it came out, and I loved the cover. And then Joe wound up having one, so I snagged one from him. Got a couple of more X-Men I'm not going to go through with them. Joe also had that. This just kind of had to. I want to read it. I haven't even had a chance to crack this one open. AJ Merc is the people from Comics Elite. All right. Didn't know. Like I said, I had not heard of them. And I think they were just listed in previews. They've got like the various ones. I don't even think they were listed under their own. So once I actually get a chance to read it, I will find out and a little more. But yep, appreciate that because I did not know that. Let's see. And then one other cool one, I did pick up Hell Witch, which is just a cool looking cover. Again, it's from one that I wasn't very familiar with. And of course, you guys know me, I'm a D&D throwback. And for some reason, it does not want to hide. We're having a little technical difficulties. Throwback cover. There we go. Was thinking Merc was distributed through Lunar. So it probably is because I know I get an email from them talking about make sure you put in your Lunar orders and stuff with them having to break it out. But we still see a lot of these things. They still put them in previews, so at least we know. The cool thing is at your local comic shop, if you find something cool, you just let them know, and they'll go ahead and find it depending on which of the three publishers you have to get it from. So another kind of really cool one, the Werner von Braun story. This is Adele. This is an old Dell one. It's got a little writing on the cover, but we know that movie's coming out, and I remember reading through the history of this. I love it. This one's actually in one of the clear backing boards. It's got some definite foxing and stuff on the back, so it's not exactly a super high. It's in solid shape, minus the foxing and stuff here. But I mean, this is just really cool. I mean, this is really cool. Oh, thanks. AJ says winner. That is a good one. And Gentle Ben, this is issue number 2. You guys probably saw my live stream a while back where I picked up number 1. Gentle Ben, Flipper, these were all things I grew up watching. This is just purely fun stuff. He had it. How could you not say yes to this? So Gentle Ben, number 2. I think it's only 5 or 6 issues in the whole run that they did. So now that I've got the first 2, chances are I will now wind up going and collecting them all. And then Star Trek. You guys know I collect the Gold Key and the Whitmans. This is number 54. I already had it, but this one was in such fantastic shape. Can you ever go wrong with duplicates of Gold Key Star Trek? The answer, of course, is no. Whoa, AJ. Soy. Oh, why would you say that? Gentle Ben's not soy. So I'm going to just quickly show you Shelton Drum. Heroes aren't hard to find. I wound up picking up an entire slew of great reading material. I'll just kind of fan them out quick. Savage Sword of Conan magazines. I mean, really, can you go wrong with Savage Sword of Conan? The answer also is no. They got them. They're reader copies. They're not fantastic shape. But actually, I don't care. For these type of things, I want to be able to go sit outside and just read them. There's a few of them that are in bags and boards. But overall, I got a few more down here. I picked up 20 of them. Guys, they had them for $1 a piece. So honestly, $1 a piece. Even when these came out, they were $1.50. And then he also did have the old Marvel Bizarre Adventures Marvel magazine. So I've got the Jean Grey one, and again, for $1, you got to pick that one up. You just got to. I've been grabbing Savage Sword for around $2. Always good. Exactly. They're black and white interior, and I know for some people that's a turnoff. It's not for me because I love the artwork. I love the penciling, and that was just really good stuff. I didn't pick up a ton of stuff from the show, but I did want to show you guys this. Some of you I know already came out. Right before I went on the air, I was going to go live, and then all of a sudden Amazon showed up. My local comic shop was already out of this. Alex Ross, Fantastic Four, Full Circle. It's a hardcover. I couldn't get it locally. All the shops were sold out. I am just going to show you guys this. I quickly opened it right before I went live. Andy got a copy of it. I loved it. I just loved paging through his. So I went on to Amazon and ordered this thing. I had pre-ordered it because it wasn't shipping. So I think release date was today. And guess what? It arrived here today. So again, one reason to like Amazon is this. I've been looking forward to it. It's very, to me, a bit of Kirby-esque. Where was the show that we went to, Smokey? Thanks for joining. We went to, it's in Rockhill. Dave puts it on, and it's a comic show for the most part, but they also had toys for the first time, even though they said it was not going to be a toy show. It was going to be purely comics, and it has been. But lo and behold, they added toys in her room. So that made at least Andy's daughter very, very happy. So yeah, it's right outside of Rockhill. I mean, it's 20 minutes from my house. So that was awesome. How much was the Fantastic Four? $24.99. It wasn't very much cheaper. I think there was a slight discount on Amazon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of flip through a little of this just for you guys to be able to see it. South Carolina, yes. Yeah, I literally live right on the border of North and South Carolina. So here in Charlotte, actually, my property's right in between. I got a little bit of property in both. But yeah, this one's in South Carolina. It's I think it was at the Hilton. So like I said, 20 minutes away. It's nice. They do it a couple of times a year. So well, let's just take a little quick flip around this so you guys can see the artwork. I'm looking forward to reading this. I may wind up doing a full review on it. It just looks like a lot of fun to me. So anyway, this was the big surprise that I wasn't expecting today since I had ordered it. It does have a slip cover and everything that's on it. And their slip cover actually folds out and then out again. And it has like a really cool fold out and everything like this. So for 25 bucks, I think this is definitely going to be worth it. I'll let you know once I read it. But honestly, just from the artwork alone, I mean, it's Alex Ross. I don't think we can go wrong. So that was it in terms of what I had for comic books. A dust jacket. Yes, a dust jacket. Thank you, AJ. AJ's always there for me, guys, even when I don't wear sleeves, which is every day, AJ. Now, Andy calls them gang signs. Oh, look at that. It is great artwork in that book. Dr. Mass is laughing. We'll see if we can get it down. We seem to be having a little bit of difficulties. For some reason, it's not pulling these down. AJ does care, he says. So, yeah, we're getting a little bit of lag here. Let's just see what's going on. Nice artwork. Yes, Alex Ross is fantastic. All right. So, because everybody loves my gang signs, as they put it, last night there was a group of us. We were going to the Fathom event. They released Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan at Fathom. It's a Fathom event in the theaters. So the pluses and minuses are Fathom events are cool because it puts people around the country. They do retro movies, something that they show on, usually for an anniversary reason. And they were showing the director's cut. The director's cut was a big deal. It's something that, you hardly knew until that there was even a director's cut out. It's very subtle differences that they put into it. But what I wound up doing was we wound up getting it in 4K. Yes, of course, I own the original 4. And the other one that just arrived, which literally just came in the mail, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, also has a director's cut. I did not know that. I feel like a terrible Star Trek fan. I did not know it existed. I found this out that they were releasing the director's cut in 4K Ultra. So I ordered that. That came with the Alex Ross Fantastic Four book. So yes, we sat down and we watched this last night. And having never seen Wrath of Khan in 4K, it was stunning. I mean, honestly, I was expecting it just to, it'll maybe look a little better, some colors, because, I didn't think they went through and did a full restoration on it, or, they upscale them. They did a fantastic job. I mean, everything was sharp. Even the way that the cameras moved, how smooth it was, everything seemed different in this 4K. So it was absolutely worth it. There's only about 3-minute differential between the theatrical release and the director's cut. But for all you Star Trek fans out there, it adds a little bit of perspective. It does a little bit of tie-in. There's one line in particular, and it ties into Star Trek 4 when they go back for the whales. And it ties in the death of Scotty's nephew. So, very subtle things, but it was very cool to sit down and be able to pinpoint them out. The changes, you kind of know them by heart. So a great movie. I used to have it on Blu-ray, and it was cool seeing the director's cut in Blu-ray, but honestly, nothing. Oh, one other book I did forget to show you guys. Sorry, AJ, you might actually love this one. Now, I'm going to hold this up. Oh, why, that's old Captain Marvel. Oh, wait. Oh, it's foreign. Look at that. It is a foreign version of Captain Marvel. Now, it's not in very good shape. This one wound up, it actually has a detached cover. So, I got it for $10 from Big Karl, because it's just one of those really old classic ones. But I do collect usually X-Men in foreign comics, so I've got a lot of the X-Men. But this one, I just couldn't pass this one up. So for those of you guys that really like Captain Marvel and you like the old one, right? I agree. AJ says it's still cool. It is. So for the $10, that was worth it, even with the detached cover. So with that being said, the big red cheese. Nice. True. As I stated in it, like I said, this isn't going to be a super, super long one. Well, I did get one other cool one too. Joe gave me this. I am an original Star Trek fan. I like all the shows, not the new garbage. But, Jerry Ryan is 7 and 9 as a photo one. Chances are at one of the Star Trek conventions that I go, I'll see her. I'm going to get her to sign that one because I do love the photo covers. I like the art ones better, but for photo ones, they're great when you get to meet the stars. And my buddy was just down at Dragon Con, and because I haven't been able to see William Shatner, because every time he comes to Charlotte, I'm out of state, just like this year. So my gold key number 1, he actually submitted for me, got Shatner to sign it, witnessed it. It's being sent in for grading. So time-wise, they said 3 to 4 weeks probably if we fast track it. But check this out. If we don't fast track them, they said they would get to it in May. Can you believe that? May. So, yeah, I kind of had to fast track it and spend the extra money. I think it's going on. Well, Agent Cub, welcome. We just went through the comic books from the hall. We just did a little bit of talking of Star Trek, the book. So if you missed any of that, you'll be able to go back and check it out. Once I finish here, I'll repost it so you can go back and check it out. Yeah, Dr. Mass, that is it. If you don't fast track it, they're just under a year right now. So, and I'm just like, a year. I just can't fathom that I know it takes a while because, I do grade, I appraise comic books. So I know how long it takes to go through them, and I know they do have a heck of a regiment, but wow. Yeah, a year. Agent Cub, I am. Andy is hard at work drawing. Plus the bros tonight, they have their movie that they're doing. So absolutely. AJ says, don't forget to pimp your book. Well, you know what, AJ, that's a good idea. I think Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. Let me go ahead. I'll play the video. We'll show a couple of things, talk about it, and then we're going to go hit House of Dragon and the Rings of Power. So hold up. So, and then let me show you, for those of you guys who haven't yet, if you do go sign up, and I know we'll pop the link in it when it's all done, you'll be able to sign up for the trading card. And there's Lilith's trading card. I love the way Andy portrayed it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. There's our main cover. And then there's the wraparound cover. So this one's going to be one of the variants, the wraparound. And then, of course, I know you guys have seen it. There's the Bud Root cover that Dan Lawless colored. And, I mean, I don't think it could have turned out any better. And then we've got the T-shirt. It is really lagging right now. There we go. There is our T-shirt. I'm really excited. I know I'm going to wind up getting a few of these when they become available. But I think this absolutely turned out fantastic. And last but least, for now, black, white, and raw. So this is going to be the artist edition. That's going to have everything in it. Yeah, guys, it's everything shaping up. I can't wait till we launch that. It says, I like to post the link, but Dennis doesn't trust me with the wrench. Oh, AJ, of course I trust you with the wrench. I didn't know. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Nope. It won't let me wrench it. We'll figure this one out, AJ. Don't worry about it, but appreciate it. What? No writer credits? No, there is. I do have writing credits. Hard at work. It's actually going through the editing process right now. Yeah, don't worry. I've got it all already written out. It's just going through the process. But of course, and amazing covers. I agree, guys. So very excited. Right now, we're hoping to launch it on the 12th. So that's why I said Andy's really hard at work right now. And yeah, so he's drawing, and you guys will see him tonight if you get on to the bros. So let's change gears just for a minute, and let's talk. So Amazon did great delivering my book to me today. I mean, it's the day it was supposed to be put out there. It arrived. They've always been really good. I love ordering stuff from them. So kudos to Amazon for that. However, now here's bad. Let's talk Rings of Power. Guys, I might not be a super Tolkien fan like, say, Gary from Nerdrotic and some of these guys that know every ins and out. I've read the books. I read them a long, long time ago. Love Peter Jackson's interpretation of them. I am a fan. His stuff to me is a little hard to get through at times. And it's not something I would read over and over again. But his world building was so phenomenal. I mean, he's the original. He is the gangsta of fantasy, honestly. So all I'm going to say is I had some hype. Now, I excitement for Rings of Power. The problem is there's been so much negativity, and I try to stay away from it because I want to watch a show and judge it for myself. Just like She-Hulk, I think it's a steaming dumpster fire. Andy kind of likes it. I've got one buddy who thinks it's phenomenal. I've got another buddy who's a huge She-Hulk fan who thinks it's also a flaming pile of garbage. So I like to figure this stuff out on my own and watch it. So The Good, Rings of Power, for those of you who haven't seen it. The Good. This is the most expensive TV show ever produced per episode. And it shows the backgrounds, the settings are fantastic. I'm still going to say the movies are better, but this is absolutely fantastic for a TV show. And I see where they spent their money. Khazad-dûm, they do make it into Khazad-dûm. And the pure perspective of looking down, you know, in the dwarven Undermountain, It's fantastic. The waterfalls that they have, everything. All right, let's just give a couple comments while we get on here. I enjoy She-Hulk. I just wish the CG would be better. CG is horrible. I'm a fan of the John Byrne stuff originally. I like She-Hulk as the comic. I'm not overly fond of this version of it at all. But I've got some that are, and that's okay. For those of you who haven't seen it, don't. So I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I started watching it. I waited. I watched the 2 episodes right in a row. I fell asleep about 25 minutes in the first episode. It was so boring. I wound up waking up going, wow, did I just fall asleep? I can't believe it. I never fall asleep during it. Rewind, make myself stay awake, and watched it. So the good is the scenery, where you can see Rivendell. They go off into when the elves go through, you see the sky opens up, the light, the doves come out. That's kind of cool. Again, it looks beautiful. The storytelling is worse than the CW at its low point. The acting is abysmal. I mean, honestly, Galadriel, and I know everybody's calling her Guy Ladriel, and they're not really off. I kind of agree with them on it. She's your main protagonist, and you can't help but not like this character. And that's a very difficult thing to put together a good show. The setting is great, but other than that, nothing holds to token. They've completely changed the identity of basically all of them. Galadriel, Elrond. I mean, it's not even recognizable. Bring back Hugo Weaving, please. It's so awful. There is nothing else good in this show. Is it woke? Yep, it sure is. Is it woke a lot? Wow, is it ever. Even taking that out of it, this is an uninspired, and it's literally, they set up scene after scene. Beautiful scenery, in-walks characters. Characters speak, just continue to speak, not make any sense. Speak around in circles as if we're wasting time here. Let's fill up an extra 5 minutes just to do scenery with needless verbiage, and don't say anything. And then when you do say something, it's horrible. Dialogue's terrible. The characters are terrible. Everything is terrible. I can't believe, honestly, how bad this thing is. Oh, look at this. I fell asleep 3 different times. Wow, so I'm not the only one. Not that that's a good thing. I really feel bad, but I'm right there with you. I forced myself to stay awake. I should never have to do that in anything like this. I mean, I should be like, oh my God, I can't get to sleep because I want to go watch it a second or a third time. Nope, not this case. But it was the most expensive show ever, Dennis. It is. And boy, what a diverse cast and an expensive show they have put on for us. Literally. Makes water. So I don't know if you're saying that just for fun, or you know that Waterworld was one of my worst fantasy-ish type movies. I absolutely hated that movie, and I didn't. I think it was like a 3 or 4 out of 10 is what I had given it. Waterworld was not one of my favorites. I liked the actors, but there was not much to like. Waterworld looks like an amazing epic that is stellar in comparison to this. Again, it makes no sense. Keep in mind that Ishtar and Cutthroat Island once held the distinction of the most expensive film ever. Yep, I will keep that in mind. So, guys, I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to continue watching this. I usually say I will always take one from the team and let you guys know. But honestly, I don't even want to give Amazon credit. I don't even want to stream and be one of the streamers. Look at our numbers, because it is just so bad, and it's an abomination. I just can't. Waterworld did cost a ton. And of course, Agent Cub. Oh man, I love Waterworld. Something tells me you and I might not agree on all the movies. All right, Agent Cub. Star Trek II Wrath of Khan? Star Trek 6? Just wondering. Making sure we're even compatible here. We always will be. We always have our comic books. But that's just it. So in my opinion, guys, I've never given a show this bad of a rating. I am giving this a 2 out of 10. This is a 2 because the scenery brings it from a 1 to a 2. Other than that, I don't like anything about it. Literally, absolutely nothing. I don't even want to give it a whole lot more than that. Thoughts on the 5 Final Frontier? My least favorite of all Star Trek. We are debating right now, if you saw. So, I own all versions of all the movies. Laserdisc was still my favorite platform. We are going through the first 4 right now because I've got them all in HD and 4K. And then, like I said, this just literally showed up at my doorstep with the Fantastic Four book before I went live. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. I do own 5. The question is, are we going to watch 5 when we do our run? I'm sorry, Will Shatner. I love Bill, man, but that is just a horrible movie to get through. Still way better than The Rings of Power. I will watch that in a heartbeat. So that could be a challenge. Star Trek is okay. I don't think I've seen 6. 6 is probably the second best movie. Star Trek II Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 6 Undiscovered Country, Star Trek 4, also great. Everybody loves the whales. So I love Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, Expanse, even things like Fringe. I love all sci-fi. I mean, there's just no bad sci-fi. You should have given what the finger. Yeah, I hear you. I wouldn't do that. I love Khan doing Melville Classic, right? He quotes Moby Dick, and Ricardo delivers everything. And it was so cool because it's been a while since I've sat down and watched it. Ricardo Montalban not only got jacked up for this movie, and yes, that really was his chest and everything in there. He did lots and lots and lots of push-ups. He did Fantasy Island for so long, he actually forgot about the role of Khan and actually went back and watched Space Seed, I think he said 5 or 6 times, in order to get back into the character of Khan. And everything that he delivered, he quotes Moby Dick, particularly at the end of the movie with his last dying breath. Just absolutely fantastic. Love that movie. It is hands down my favorite of all the Star Treks for the movies. Maybe there is a director's. Even if there was, would it be like Blade Runner, where we had the cut, the theatrical director's cut, the final cut, the definitive cut? You know what I'm saying? How much better or worse can you make it with each cut? I don't know if they could cut enough out of 5 to make it a worthy movie. All right. With that being said, we do have to talk House of Dragon. So HBO, you guys already knew. If you knew me from a while ago, I loved Game of Thrones until the last couple of seasons. Then it went off the rails, jumped the shark. Fonzie was jumping the shark with him. It was just an awful, ridiculous mess. So my enthusiasm really plummeted to 0. I almost wasn't going to watch this. But then I say to myself, Self, do you need to watch this? And I go, I think I do need to watch this. So I decided to go ahead and give it, even though Andy said, I'm not going to watch it. I don't care about that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. I totally get that. I will watch it. My wife was a Game of Thrones fan. And we watched that one together. And it started out, and the moment Matt Smith stepped on screen, no matter what role he's in, you either love him or you don't. I do, because he brings so much charisma to the screen. Rias Ifans, and as soon as I saw him, I'm like, wow, he looks really familiar. And then I'm looking, and then he's talking, and I'm like, he brings charisma, and he's very cunning. And I'm like, oh, replacements, wiry. I'm wiry. Oh yeah, love him as an actor, but I didn't pick up on right away. I just knew I recognized him. The casting in this is surprisingly good. Even the people that I didn't know, their acting is quite good. The CG is not as good as Ring of Power in some areas, particularly with the dragons, but they have a much smaller budget. So yeah. Dinja Tomato Ray. Oh, you're going to find out. Do you know what we're going to find out in a minute? The writing is particularly solid in this. I don't want to say it's over the moon, a grand slam or anything like that, but it's very solid. The characterizations are good. You have empathy with all the characters. You can almost feel what they're feeling and what they're going through. You know, you can start to see the intrigue of, like the original Game of Thrones, how everything starts coming together. Factions are forming. Who's going to stab who in the back? Who's going to do what? All this political intrigue. And it's done in a very cool manner. So, again, this show out of the big gate, even though it doesn't look quite as good, is just hands down better. I'm loving this. We just watched the third episode, and it's a great show. So you wanted to know my rating on this one. I am giving this one an 8.0. I'm going that high because I am hooked right now. As long as they can keep with the story is decent. You go through, the 3 parts of telling any good story. They do that in each episode. It's confined, and then they show you something that leaves you hanging for the next episode, which is what a good TV show does. So, 8.0 for this. You guys can skip if you want, or give it a shot yourself and let me know. As always, some of you guys won't be live here. You'll be watching it later. Do me a favor, leave your comments below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me. We don't always have to agree. With that being said, for those of you who are new to this, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We will come on here every once in a while. Andy and I will do our shows on Wednesday. We will be here for, of course, our show tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys have it set. And, of course, I will lead you as I say goodbye with Kor-Drath's video one last time. Make sure you guys set it up. And AJ, I'm going to figure out about getting you a wrench, because I clicked on it and usually I just have to set it and it won't let me set it for some reason. So I will check it out for you guys. Anyway, live long and prosper, and we will chat with you guys later.